Good morning, dear students. How are you all? I hope all of you will be good at your homes and you will be doing your work time to time. Dear students, today we will discuss fifth chapter of your book Honeydew. Name of the chapter is The Summit Within. The Summit Within. Now let's talk about this title, The Summit. What is the meaning of summit? Summit means a peak, P-E-A-K, peak, or the topmost point or surface of mountain. Okay? The highest point of the mountain, peak. Now, what is within? Dear students, there are topmost points of the mountains, but inside human beings there are heights of his courage, there are heights of his spirit. Okay, so here the title refers to those heights of humans' willpower, humans' strength, human beings' spirit. Okay, so the author here will be talking about summit, external summit, that is the topmost parts of mountains, as well as summits within, means the heights of his courage, of his spirit, of his willpower, his strength. Okay, so he has told us about both the things. We will see about them here in this story. So this is Summit Within. What is the story about? What is the chapter about? Who is narrating his experiences? Let's discuss. Major H.P.S. Ahluwalia. H.P.S. Ahluwalia was a member of the first successful Indian expedition to Mount Everest in 1965. Expedition, dear students, is a kind of task performed fastly and efficiently. Okay, so it means Major H.P.S. Ahluwalia had completed a task that was a visit to climbing the Mountain Everest in 1965, and it was the first Indian expedition. It was the first Indian task to climb, to reach the heights of, or to reach the summit of Mount Everest in 1965. He was member of that task, that expedition. How did he feel when he stood on the highest point in the world? Highest point in the world is the topmost part of Mount Everest, and how he would have felt there when he would have reached at that point. Let us hear his story in his words. Climbing the summit, and then the more difficult task of climbing the summit within. This is the story. Let's hear this story in his words. What is that? Climbing the summit means climbing the peak of the mountain, and more difficult task of climbing the summit within. Okay, how it goes, let's see. Of all the emotions which surged through me as I stood on the summit of Everest, looking over miles of panorama below us, the dominant one, I think, was humility. So here he is talking about the emotions when he had reached the topmost part of the topmost point of Mount Everest. What emotions he could feel, what emotions surged arose, he is talking about them, says, of all the emotions which surged through me, which arose inside me, when, as I stood on the peak of Everest, when I reached there, of all the emotions that arose in me, the dominant one, I think, was humility. Of all those emotions, the most important emotion was humility. Okay, and he says, looking over miles of panorama below us, means when he reached at the top most part of the Everest, and when he looked over miles of panorama below us. Panorama is a view of a wide area. When he looked down, he could find miles of panorama below him. So when he was looking that panorama, and when he had reached at the top, the emotions which he could feel, which arose inside him, of all those emotions, the most important, the most dominant, the most prominent had been the humility. Now what is humility? Humility means humbleness. To be very humble, to be very modest. Humbleness in character and in behavior. That is humility. The physical in me seemed to say, now physical mean my physique, my body. The physical in me seemed to say, thank you God, thank God, it's all over. Because the physique gets very soon tired. Physique can get tired, physique can get exhausted, but it is not necessary that the spirit or the courage of a person also gets tired as fast as the body gets tired. So he says, the physique seemed to be, my body seemed to say, thank you God, it's all finished. We have accomplished the given task. We have achieved the target. However, instead of being jubilant means very happy. Instead of being means I was very happy, but still there was a tinge of sadness. There was a trace of sadness in me. Trace. I could feel sadness also. But why? Was it because I had already done the ultimate in climbing and there would be nothing higher to climb and all roads hereafter would lead down? Perhaps the reason had been that I have climbed the ultimate goal. I have achieved the ultimate goal and there is nothing to go higher than that. Now all the paths, all the roads will go downwards. Means now he will have to return. Now there is nothing to climb because Mount Everest is the highest mountain in the world. So I was getting sad. Was it because? Perhaps it was because I had already done the ultimate. I had achieved the ultimate goal in climbing Mount Everest. And there would be nothing higher to climb. And all roads hereafter, after this, all the roads would lead down. By climbing the summit of Everest, you are overwhelmed by a deep sense of joy and thankfulness. You feel sense of joy, sense of thankfulness when you reach the topmost point of Everest. It's a joy which lasts a lifetime. It is such a joy which remains with you throughout your life. Okay, the experience changes you completely. It is such an experience which changes you completely. The man who has been to mountains is never the same again. A person who once goes to mountain, he changes totally. He does not remain the same as earlier. As I look back at life after climbing Everest, I cannot help remarking about the other summit, the summit of mind. Yes, summit within means summit of mind, heights of mind, no less formidable and no easier to climb. As I look back at life after climbing, when I reached the peak, the summit of the Everest, I cannot help remarking about one other summit. I would like to talk about other summit also. It was one summit that I had reached. But the other summit is, I would like to talk about that also, and that is summit of mind. And it is no less formidable. It is no easier to climb. Summit within is not that much easy to climb. It is not less formidable. Formidable means difficult to defeat or overcome. Okay? Means no less formidable. It is not that much easy to defeat summit within. Because mind starts giving excuses. What is the need? Why are you climbing? Why are you getting exhausted? You should get back. Such sort of excuses are presented by mind. And it is not easy to defeat it. That is why he says, I would like to talk about the summit within. What does our mind say when we are accomplishing such tasks? Okay? Even when getting down from summit, once the physical exhaustion had gone, I began asking myself the question why I had climbed Everest. Even when getting down from the summit. Now we were getting down from summit, once physical exhaustion had gone, means after reaching the peak of the summit of Mount Everest, we took rest, and when the exhaustion, physical tiredness, exhaustion had gone, I started asking myself the question, why I had climbed Everest? What was the need to climb Everest? Why did the act of reaching the summit had such a hold on my imagination? Why did this act always hold my imagination? Why was it in my imagination that I have to climb Everest? It was already a thing of the past. Now it's a thing of the past. I had thought of it, I had imagined of all that many years back. Something done yesterday means something done in the previous years. With every passing day. But now, with every passing day, it would become more remote. About this, imagination is telling that the very day, the very moment I had imagined of climbing Mount Everest, that would become very remote with every passing day, very far. It would go very far for me with every passing day in future now. And then what would remain? Then after what would remain? Would my memories fade slowly away? When I will get old, with every passing day, when I will be old, will all my memories fade away slowly and slowly? They will get away from me? That was the question. All these thoughts led me to question myself as to why people climb mountains. So such thoughts were surging, such thoughts were coming to my mind. So I questioned myself as why did people climb mountains? It is not easy to answer this question. The simplest answer would be, what would be the simple answer? Why do they do so? The simple answer is, as others have said, others also have given this answer, because it is there, because Mountain Everest is there, so all of us like to climb Mount Everest. It presents great difficulties, but climbing Mount Everest is not easy. It presents many difficulties. Man takes delight in overcoming obstacles. Okay, hurdles, obstacles, impediments in the way. Man takes delight to overcome such obstacles. No doubt there are difficulties to climb. One has to face many difficulties to climb Mountain Everest, but man takes delight in overcoming such hurdles. The obstacles in climbing a mountain are physical, and all those obstacles, all those hurdles are physical hurdles. A climb to a summit means endurance, persistence, and willpower. If you have to climb and reach the summit of Mount Everest or any mountain, then what you would need is endurance. Endurance means ability to tolerate hardships or difficulties. Hardships, difficulties. One should have this ability to tolerate all the difficulties. That is endurance. Persistence. Persistence means to be obstinate, obstinately refusing to give up, not to be ready to leave the task. To be obstinate, to be adamant. Okay, that is persistence. Persistence means jid, hut, nahi hatunga. And willpower. Willpower is one's intention or decision. Okay, apna ek nirnay, decision that I will do it. So these things are required. The demonstration of these physical qualities is no doubt exhilarating, as it was for me also. So the person who is having such qualities and who shows such qualities, physical qualities, that is very exhilarating, that is very exciting thing. And I was also having all these qualities. I have more personal answer to the question. Dear students, here you can see the picture of Major HPS Ahluwalia. Okay. Now he says, I am having a different answer to this question, that why people they love to climb Mount Everest. I have more personal answer to this question. From my childhood, I have been attracted by mountains. From my childhood, I was always attracted by mountains. I had been miserable, lost when away from mountains. When I used to get away from mountains, I used to be very miserable, means I used to be in trouble. I was always lost in the plains. Mountains are nature at its best. When we talk about mountains, it means nature at its best. Their beauty and majesty pose a great challenge. The beauty and majesty both have same meaning. Have magnificence of the mountains and their beauty, it poses a great challenge. And like many, I believe that mountains are a means of communion with God. Many others also think so, and I also have the same opinion that mountains are a means of communion with God. Communion means state or feeling of close relationship with God. When we climb the heights, it means we are climbing the heights towards God. Okay. Once having granted this, the question remains. Granted this means admitted this, accepted this. Once you have accepted this, one question remains, why Everest? Why to climb Everest only? Because it is the highest, and this is the answer to this question, because it is the highest, the mightiest, and has defied many previous attempts. It is highest, it is mightiest, means it is the strongest, and it has defied, it has failed the previous attempts of many people. Many people have failed in their attempts to climb it. That is the answer. Why to climb Everest? It takes the last ounce of one's energy, every inch of your energy is to be utilized. It is a brutal struggle. It's a very cruel struggle with rock and ice. What you have to climb? You have to fight. You have to climb what? Rocks and ice. You have to fight with them. You have to struggle with them. Once taken up, it cannot be given up. Once you have taken up this journey, once you have started and you have reached in the middle, it cannot be given up. You cannot left halfway. Even when one's life is at stake. At stake means at risk. Even if your life is at risk. Now your life is at risk because you have taken up the step. Now you cannot leave it. The passage back is as difficult as the passes onwards. Means the path onwards is very difficult, as well as the path backwards is also difficult. And then when the summit is climbed, and once you have reached the summit, there is the exhilaration, there is the joy, there is happiness, the joy of having done something, and once you have reached the summit, you feel very much exhilarated. The sense of battle fought and won. It is same sense as if you have fought a battle and you have won. There is a feeling of victory and of happiness. Glimpsing a peak in the distance. Glimpsing means looking at the peak in a distance. I get transported to another world. I was carried to another world in my imagination. I experience a change within myself. What is the change? Which can only be called mystic. Looking at the mountains, it transports one to another world, and that experience can be called mystical. Okay, mystical means spiritual change. By its beauty, aloofness, might, ruggedness, and the difficulties encountered on the way, the peak draws me to it as Everest did. It is a challenge that is difficult to resist. By its beauty means Mount Everest is very beautiful. Aloofness means a state of being aloof. Aloof means at a distance. It is very far. This thing. Might, it is very strong. Ruggedness means uneven and rocky. It is rough, uneven, rocky. And the difficulties encountered on the way, and the difficulties faced by me on the way. Okay, all these things, all these features of Mount Everest, they draws me to it. They attract me to it. Okay, how did Mount Everest attract Major HPS Ahluwalia? By its beauty, its aloofness, might, ruggedness, and difficulties encountered on the way, as Everest did. It is a challenge that is difficult to resist, and it is such a challenge that cannot be resisted. Okay, that cannot be protested, opposed. So, dear students, this was a story of the experience. Here Major HPS Ahluwalia has shared his experiences of climbing Mountain Everest. You can see here one picture has also been given in the text. This is the picture of Mount Everest, where you can see ice as well as the rocks, and he has to cross every such hurdle to reach the topmost point of Mount Everest. So here I would like to stop for today. You have to write down the summary of this much part of the lesson in your own words. Okay, don't copy from anywhere, and you have also to write down the word meanings of those words which are new for you or which are difficult for you. I have tried to give the meanings to all the words. So keep doing your work, keep reading. You have to read this also, this chapter. Keep reading and keep doing your work, and stay happy and stay safe. Okay, thank you very much.